What is your American dream?
My American dream is we all get along and love each other.
My American dream is for my grandchildren to have all the opportunity that they should have, fulfill their own dreams, and be fully American citizens.
My American dream is peace, humanity, and justice for all.
My American dream is for people of all faiths, colors, religions to come together and to rebuild a system so that it works for everyone.
We'll all come together and become the democracy that we really are, and the strong, caring people that we are.
My American dream is no poverty, that young black men shouldn't get shot. My American dream is that we can be a wonderful, colorful, diverse America, that we just all love each other and accept each other as we are.
My American dream is that every single American, every single person on earth is treated with the same respect and dignity afforded to everybody. Every single human on this planet should be treated with love and compassion.
We continue to aspire to what I think we can be as a country, which is what the Statue of Liberty says we are. It's just a welcoming country that's a democracy.
My American dream is a nation of immigrants that loves each other without any barriers of color, race, or class.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Let's see what's going on in celebrity news. Oh my goodness! David Hasselhoff just got married in Italy last week? Oh no! Chili Bean is going to be so upset. We all know how much she loves David Hasselhoff. I mean, who can blame her? International music sensation? The lone crime fighter who battled the forces of evil with his supercar kit on Knight Rider? Lieutenant Mitch Buchanan saving lives and fighting crime on Baywatch? I mean, the guy's amazing. I better go find Jill and make sure she's okay. Jill?
Hey Sam, what's up?
I just wanted to check in and make sure you're okay.
What do you mean?
David Hasselhoff just got married in Italy last week.
Oh, that's lovely news. Good for him.
Come on, Jill. You don't need to act strong for me. We all know you love David Hasselhoff. Brad says it all the time.
Brad's just teasing about that, Sam.
Oh, please. We all know how much you love music, and he's David Hasselhoff, music sensation, particularly in Germany. And you love the beach.
Yeah?
And I mean, David Hasselhoff is the king of the beach. Baywatch, anyone? And you love burgers, and David Hasselhoff loves burgers too.
Sam, a huge portion of the population loves music, the beach, and hamburgers. That would mean hundreds of thousands of people around the world all have massive crushes on David Hasselhoff.
Well, I still know you are just putting on a strong face. I know you're hurting inside. It's okay, Jill. I'm here for you if you need a soft, tiny, furry shoulder to cry on.
Oh my God, Sam, I am not going to argue about this with you anymore. Can you please just tell everybody what was on yesterday's episode of Bradshaw Live, please?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, everybody. Did you miss last week's episodes of Bradshaw Live? In our latest share game, our amazing viewers shared the show over 700 times. And now someone will win a $25 gift card. That'll buy a lot of pretzels. We also heard from our Granny correspondents from two of the Grannies Respond caravans. Grannies from all over the United States are heading to the McAllen, Texas Immigrant Detention Center to protest the separation of refugee families. These grannies are awesome. And we met Dr. Lucy Agbuubado and her story of perseverance and hard work in the face of adversity. How she went from an 11-year-old girl sent to the U.S. from her home in Nigeria to becoming a doctor. and working in the Harvard Psychiatry Residency Program. Dr. Lucy became a psychiatrist in order to help the underserved community in the United States. What an incredible American dream success story. What's on today's show? Well, you'll just have to watch and see. Enjoy. Jill, I'm still going to be keeping an eye on you.
Welcome, everybody. Poor Jilly, David hats off.
She has been inconsolable, let me tell you.
Yeah, she was very cranky. Maybe now we know why.
Yeah, she's a strong one, that one.
She'll power through. Nevertheless.
Well, welcome, everybody. It is Monday, April 6th, I believe. April.
I was like, wait, my birthday is April 2nd. I was like, oh, is it
I missed it.
Maybe it's not April. Maybe it's August 6th.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds better.
Welcome, everybody. It is August 6th. I don't know where I came up with April.
With the heat, it better not be April.
It better not be April.
David Hasselhoff
has got everybody confused.
We're flustered.
Yes.
We're flustered.
Monday, August 6th. Where did I come up with April from? Like, yes, it is April. Monday, August 6th. And welcome everybody to Brad Show Live, and where anything can happen because we are live, including saying the wrong date, right?
Yes.
And welcome Belgium Kim, welcome Yonathan, Yo-Yo Elias.
Hey, what's up?
Is it the number 2 rated show on all of BET,
right
the
now.
star of the number 2 rated show on all of BET? Congratulations.
Woo. Thank you.
Right?
Appreciate it.
Dang, babe.
Excited about it.
Wow.
And what's going to happen this week? You got to watch it on Thursday at 10, right?
Yeah. If you guys saw this past week, it was really, really intense. It was super intense. Tip was not happy with our performances.
Uh-oh.
So both teams lost.
Uh-oh.
And my so-called friend threw me under the bus.
That was heartbreaking. That was an actual heartbreaking moment.
You saw my face?
And then I saw your Instagram story, so I was like, okay, they made up. But
yeah.
that was a heartbreaking moment.
I didn't talk to her for a cool minute in there, to the point where she cried.
Is it real?
All real.
I mean, in other words, like when you're like mad at her, are you really mad at her? Or like
mad.
The producer's just saying, God, just be mad at her?
No. Everything
is real there.
Everything, and I promise to you, because that's the thing about reality TV these days. Like, so if you guys watch Love and Hip Hop, all of that shit is not, sorry, it's not real.
It's April 6th!
It's not real, you know what I mean? Because like they actually come to the producers with their storyline. All of the fights are basically made up. They just do stuff for the TV. But ours, everything is real. Nothing scripted. Every emotion,
And the producers don't tell you to go act away?
They don't have to. They don't have to. You have 16 people with the hugest personalities of the whole United States.
And this is not like
one house.
And this is not like The Bachelor where they're getting everybody drunk before they go out and do something?
Possibly.
What? It's possibly they're doing that, though. Possibly they're doing that.
That part might be.
Yes, that part may be real also, right?
16 strangers in a house with no electronics and an open bar. What could happen?
There you go. Let your mind go.
That's right. And Carol Anderson, the Tiger, please asking you not to curse again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so please
My bad.
Please apologize. So any event, I want to show everybody something. We did share.
Yeah.
What was the winner? This was for sharing, right?
Yeah.
Yes, this was for sharing.
It was.
The last share game, 2 share games ago.
The last time we hit 700.
The last time we hit 700. Yep. I want to show everybody if we can come a little closer. A little closer. A little closer.
Look at that.
A little closer. There it is.
Look at that.
And then we turn it around.
Woo!
We turn it around.
Yes,
I twerk all day long. There we go. Woo!
That looks awesome.
Our shirts are on their way. It is going to take us a little bit to get them out to everybody, but everybody who won a shirt.
Yep.
That was from we had to do the contest after, right?
Yeah, and then we had the 50 people who won shirts. We had slightly more than that, and everyone who's won a shirt has received a direct message.
Right. So everyone who has won a
Exciting.
shirt, stay tuned. You're going to be getting your shirts in the mail probably sometime next week, I would assume.
Awesome.
Correct?
Yep.
All right. Meanwhile, this one's for me.
That's yours.
Right, the one that
Where's
says
ours?
I twerk all day long. You'll get yours in the mail as well. Yeah.
Are you going to wear that shirt every day, Brad?
I will.
I think
I
you
will.
should.
I will. And I have to say hello to everybody. We still haven't said hello to everybody.
Oh, yes.
Veronica, Barbara, Wendy, Denisha, Sunita, Carol, hello. Carrie Ann Wallace, Malia Loban Martin, Asset Lindo, Dembasau, Audrey Stevenson, Patrona Collins, Tamika Nelson, Jella Shauna. Who else? Jeff Bosey saying hello to the family. And Marjorie Thompson. And
Did we say Dembasau?
I did say Dembasau. Yvonne Steele. Marsha Whitaker. Velma Gale, I see in the comments.
Sweet Destiny is there.
And Barbara Lord, I think I said already. Lisa Bling Rose popping in. And Guinevere Sufta. She wants a shirt.
She wants a shirt. I told her we were going to give her other opportunities to win the shirt.
Correct. Oh, she's been contacting you for a shirt, but didn't win.
So she didn't win.
Well, she didn't play that one day.
I don't think
so.
That's how it works.
This is the first time I've met
You got to play to win.
You got to play to win.
You got to play to
so
win.
So we're just going to have to do another game.
Give them more opportunities.
Exactly.
All right. So everybody right now, I will ask everybody to please share this with your friends and family and take out your thumb, your finger. You press the button, you share it to your friend's page, you share it to your family member's page. We will be answering your immigration questions in about 10, 15 minutes or so. And Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, who wants to take the honors of telling everybody to share?
I will.
You got this?
I will. Okay, Brad Squad, you just use that little arrow at the bottom or at the top, depending on where your device you're using. Usually at the bottom, it's a little arrow. It says share. You hit that button. You share it on your own timeline, on your friends' timelines, and in any groups that you are a member of. And you just keep inviting people to watch the show and sharing. Spread the word. We're giving really good free legal immigration advice.
So meanwhile, thank you very much, Kim. Meanwhile,
sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Yeah. Meanwhile, before I started the show 3 times, you know Alan, who sits up front.
Absolutely.
Right?
Holds the fort down.
Holds the fort down there up front. I came in this morning. He said, Brad, you know what today is? I go, Monday. He says, you know what else today is? I said, it's Jamaican Independence Day. He goes, yes!
Yeah.
He says, yes, it is. I said, I knew Alan. I was aware.
Of course.
And then I walked around a little later in the afternoon, and he says, Brad, you got to mention it on your show. I said, Alan, we will. And then around 15 minutes before, he popped into my room. You know, I get like a cup of coffee beforehand, to wake up because I'm going all day. He pops in my room and he goes, don't forget Jamaican Independence Day, and then he closes the door. So everybody all of our friends out there in the Brad Squad, and those of our friends who are not in the Brad Squad, I know we have a lot of people of Jamaican descent and people living in Jamaica.
Yes.
Today is Jamaican Independence Day. It's a date. It's celebrated as Independence Day. It's their national holiday. They gained independence August 6, 1962. The colony of Jamaica gained independence from the United Kingdom. After years of Spanish and subsequent British colonial rule, Jamaica was finally allowed to govern its own political, economic, and social affairs. So, happy birthday!
Yes.
Happy Independence Day to Jamaica.
Woo.
And we have a video from 1962. I didn't know that. What is the video from 1962? Let's watch the video. Let's see what the video is.
The lights go out. The Union Jack is lowered.
There it is.
Wow.
That was the actual date.
That was the actual
That's
Union
awesome.
Jack down.
Wow.
And the Jamaican colors up.
Nice.
All right. Now coming back to the United States of America.
Yeah.
Okay. I wish we can do something here in the United States to celebrate today. Like August 6th is the day Trump got stumped.
Oh my God. The day articles of impeachment have been filed.
Great day.
Yeah, well, it hasn't happened yet. So, but what happened over the weekend is, for the last 2 years or a year and a half, there was this meeting between Trump's kids, Don Jr., Jared Kushner, the son-in-law, and a bunch of Trump campaign officials, and a bunch of Russians who we now know work for the Russian government in Trump Tower during the election. Now, Trump said all the way up until this weekend that they were discussing adoptions. Now, adoptions, Russia's preventing Americans from adopting Russian children because Obama had put sanctions on Russia for invading Crimea. As a result, Americans can now no longer adopt Russian children. So that was the Russian, shot across the bow for what Obama did.
Right.
Now, so when we're talking about adoptions, they were really talking about, that was code word for, we're talking about the sanctions. And who are the sanctions against? It's against the oligarchs, the rich billionaires in Russia, who can't move their money around the world as easily as they wanted to because of U.S. sanctions. So that meeting, when they say adoptions, was code word for, we want the sanctions lifted.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now, because that's the only reason why you would talk about adoptions,
Right.
Russian adoptions, is
Right.
because Russia's preventing adoptions of American citizens from adopting Russian children
Right.
because of the sanctions.
Right.
Okay, now, over the weekend,
Yeah.
Donald Trump sends out a tweet.
Uh-oh.
He says, fake news reporting, it's a complete fabrication, that I am concerned about the meeting my wonderful son Donald had in Trump Tower. This was a meeting to get information on an opponent. Totally legal and done all the time in politics, and it went nowhere. I did not know about it. So now he has admitted that meeting was not about adoptions and sanctions, but it was about getting dirt on Hillary Clinton.
What?
Yes. Now here's the interesting thing. Was there a quid pro quo? You give me dirt and I'm going to become the president and lift your sanctions so you can move your money around?
Right.
And that's why they were talking about adoptions?
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other issue. There is no such, and we've heard Rudy Giuliani say it, if anyone follows the news, there's no law against collusion, okay? But there is a law about a foreign government or a foreign entity or a foreigner, anyone who's not a United States citizen, from giving campaign contributions of any value to any campaign for president, senator, or anything else.
Right.
So we don't know what if money exchanged hands, and there's something called conspiracy, which is a deal to commit a crime. Whether that crime was actually committed or not, who knows?
Right.
We don't know what deals were made in that meeting yet, and we don't know if conceivably any money was discussed. And maybe you could even make an argument, Belgium Kim, that getting dirt on Hillary Clinton is in itself something of value, of intrinsic
Right.
value. It doesn't have to
Absolutely.
be money.
Absolutely.
And that itself would be illegal. So the Trump tweet, what Trump tweet do we have up right now? I
Most
can't see.
politicians.
Oh, where's this one?
Most politicians would have gone to...
I can't read it.
Here, I'll read it. Most politicians would have gone to a meeting like the one Don Jr. attended in order to get info on an opponent. That's politics.
Yeah, but that's politics, except when it's coming from your enemy and it's
Right.
coming from a foreign power.
Exactly.
And there may be discussions of a conspiracy for some
Exactly.
sort of quid pro quo. We left that second paragraph out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, meanwhile, Trump is still calling it a rigged witch hunt. I don't know how this could be a rigged witch hunt.
Because it's not.
Paul Manafort's about to go to jail.
Right.
Okay. And they've indicted over 30 people who have committed crimes already.
Right.
And
Most of them Russians.
correct. And now Trump is saying there was a meeting to get dirt on Hillary.
Right.
And there's not a human being, even in the Trump administration. There's even two foreign policies right now. There's the foreign policy of Donald Trump, and then there's the foreign policy of everyone who works for him in the White House.
Right.
Those are two separate foreign policies.
Yeah.
We have one foreign policy where everyone who works at the White House says the Russians got involved in the election and they were involved in the election and did some dirty illegal things on behalf of Donald Trump. And Donald Trump says, no, it never happened. Now, the only thing we don't know, but maybe Mueller knows, is did Donald Trump have an agreement with the Russians to do this, or did they do this on their own? That's because if there was some sort of agreement between Trump or Don Jr. or Jared Kushner and the Russians, that's a conspiracy to commit a crime.
Right.
That's impeachable. If the Russians, Donald Trump, his position is, I never met any Russians.
Right.
I don't know any Russians. I never met Vladimir Putin. They just did this out of the kindness of their heart to help me. And then he keeps saying, but they never helped me. And it's a witch hunt.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Donnie.
And he criticizes the news. criticizes the news.
Which is, I think, the most dangerous part.
And now a lot of CNN anchors are walking around. A lot of CNN anchors are actually walking around with bodyguards.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, they're being targeted.
Wow.
Well, because he keeps saying, Donald Trump is the one saying things like the news is what's undermining our democracy, and the news is, it's a very scary moment.
Yeah. So meanwhile,
Wow.
this weekend, LeBron James, you saw what happened with all of that, right? He was on CNN with Don Lemon, and I mean, I don't know many people who have done this at all, no matter how rich they are or how successful they are, that donated money from his own personal assets to build a school to educate for free 240 children from lower socioeconomic classes. And he's doing this in Akron, Ohio, because he wants to give every child a chance to succeed.
Wow.
And the school is going to concentrate on science, technology, engineering, and math. Sounds like a brilliant thing to do. Sounds like a fabulous, wonderful thing to do. All right. It's called the I Promise schools. Okay, and it features longer school days, a non-traditional school year, greater access to the school by its students, its facilities, and its teachers during downtime for students. It's a formula aimed at replicating some of the at-home support children may be missing when it comes to schoolwork. And the school has anchored its curriculum, as I said, in math, science-based teaching, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. The I Promise is a full-fledged part of the Akron Public Schools, the 29th elementary school in the district, and it helps keeps the institution inclusive to all of its local student body. There's going to be a lottery to get into that school, and if you're lucky enough to get in that lottery, and this is all being donated by LeBron James.
That's amazing.
And as a matter of fact, one of the things he's doing, which if you know anything about LeBron James, is he's giving every kid who goes to that school is also getting a free bicycle. And the reason why every kid who's getting a free bicycle is LeBron James credits the bicycle for keeping him out of trouble when he was growing up himself in those same neighborhoods. He would get on the bike, he would ride around instead of hanging out somewhere and getting himself in trouble.
It looks like
and I will tell you, you know, I don't know LeBron James personally. I've never met him. I've never seen him. I've seen him play, you know, at Madison Square Garden, but that's about it. But from all outward appearances and from everything that I see in terms of his public persona, he is squeaky clean, really smart, is a fantastic athlete. I mean, you only have positive things to say about him across the board. With that being said, Donald Trump over the weekend doesn't feel the same way.
It's crazy.
Of course he doesn't.
Yeah.
That's
So in a wide-ranging interview with Don Lemon, LeBron James went through, you know, what he's doing with this entire school, and then afterwards, I don't know why. Well, I do know why.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Because most people say, why would Donald Trump get involved in this? He's watching CNN. That's the most important thing on his plate right now.
Right.
So, because LeBron James didn't really say it. He was talking about his schools.
Right.
Okay. So, so Donald Trump tweeted that Friday night or Saturday morning, whenever he was tweeting, he says, LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. I like Mike. Okay, the reference being to Michael Jordan.
Right.
Okay, now Michael Jordan tweeted back, I support, I support LeBron James. He's doing an amazing job for his community, which absolutely he is.
Yeah.
Now Trump, a lot of times Trump likes to question the intelligence of others. You know, Jon Stewart, George Bush. But I will say, if we did some sort of scientific study, and I don't know if there is a scientific study. If we did a scientific study and we look at all of Trump's tweets, I would say maybe 80, maybe 90, maybe even 95% of the times that he called somebody stupid or questioned their IQ, it was directed towards somebody who was black or somebody who was brown colored skin.
Exactly.
Yes.
It was,
Absolutely.
all right, the only two people I know that he called, the only two people that I'm aware of that he called stupid that are white, and he calls people stupid every day, at least in a tweet, it was George Bush and John Stewart. So he did do it twice.
Right.
But,
Twice
but as
out
far
of-
as out of like 150 times,
Right.
you know, look at Maxine Waters of California, okay, who's a Democrat, black, very low IQ. So what is he doing?
That's
What
crazy.
is he doing? I'll tell you what he's doing. Okay, he's stoking the racial tensions.
Exactly.
Okay, he's going back to that old canard, the old lie
Yeah.
that people who have brown skin, people who have black skin are inferior, are dumber, you know, because it's midterm elections.
Right.
Okay, so what is he trying to do? He's trying to get the base, especially
Yeah.
the base that's racist, that believes in, you know, some sort of white privilege or supremacy or whatever words you want to use. You know, get them all, you know, lathered up. It's the same thing with the NFL,
Crazy.
with the NFL kneeling.
Exactly.
It's the same exact thing.
Exactly.
So
And didn't
yeah.
Melania Trump support LeBron? Though?
Yes,
She went against.
Yes, Melania Trump
Yeah.
supported LeBron in a tweet. I don't know if we have that tweet, but Melania said she would actually even visit the school,
That's
and she
awesome.
supports the fact that he's helping and improving education.
Yeah.
which was completely against what her husband said.
Exactly.
Part of me thinks that Trump also gets so riled up about this is that he cannot stand anyone getting good publicity. Praised
Yeah.
when he gets constantly
When he
torn
gets
down.
No.
And
a
LeBron
balloon.
James has probably helped more people single-handedly with this school than Donald Trump has in the last year and a half of his presidency.
it's really about, and LeBron James hit it right on the head. He's dividing us. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
and he's dividing us, and he's dividing us on racial lines,
Yeah.
on class lines.
Yep.
Any
means necessary.
And he tells a story that may not be true, but people buy it. And I hate to say it, I think I've said it before. I don't know if I've said it on the show, but I've said it privately, but now I'm going to say it. I'm not saying the guy is Adolf Hitler by any stretch of the imagination. I'm
Yeah.
not saying he's going off and going to kill 6 million people.
Right.
Okay, hopefully. But, okay, what Adolf Hitler said is still true today. If you are a politician and you are going to tell a lie, you tell the biggest lie you can. The bigger the lie, the more people will believe it.
Wow.
And that was Adolf Hitler's philosophy,
Wow.
which ultimately led to the Holocaust,
Yes.
which is, you know, if
Yeah.
you're going to tell a little lie, nobody will believe it.
Yeah.
A big lie, and you say it time and time again, you pound it
Confidently.
into people's heads, they start believing it.
Wow.
Yeah, Don Lemon had a tweet. I need you
Oh,
to read
yeah.
it because I can't read it from this distance. If we have it. You can't read it either.
So
we have to get our TV cameras.
It says, who's the real dummy? A man who puts kids in classrooms or one who puts kids in cages?
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag be best.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah. So, and Dan Rather, who's been a newsman for a long time through Watergate and everything.
Yeah.
I have his tweet here about this, and he said, "This is apparently what the President of the United States feels the need to share with the world at what should be long past his bedtime. It's a disgrace, it's racist, and it's the product of petty but dangerous hatreds. I repeat, this is the President saying this."
Yeah. Exactly.
So
sad times.
Oh,
man.
Sad
when is
times.
it going to be enough?
Sad times. Let's find something funny at least to laugh at here.
Yeah.
There's nothing funny.
Percocet.
There's nothing funny here. Dog hair clothing? Nah. I like this one.
What do you like?
Somebody tried to steal a shark.
Wait, what?
From the ocean?
From the ocean. No, not from the
How do you
ocean.
steal a shark from the ocean?
I don't know where. Leon Valley, I guess that's in Texas.
What is
Yeah.
They said a well-trained trio took Shark Week way too far, stealing a shark called Miss Helen from the San Antonio Aquarium 2 Saturdays ago.
What?
Wow.
The group stole the shark from an open pool where visitors are allowed to reach in and pet the shark. The men and women are wanted in connection
Oh my God.
Oh my
The
gosh, look at
saga
them.
ended a week ago. The police found the shark.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, and they were the shark they put in the suspect's pool, and the suspect they had a pool in their backyard, and they had the shark swimming around in their pool.
Oh my
in the
gosh.
backyard.
Oh my God.
And the thieves obviously are people who have an extensive collection of marine life, and they collect rare marine species.
So they stole
It was like
shark.
out of a movie almost.
Right, like
Right.
Ocean's 13
Yeah.
Shark Edition.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
that's kinda
So that's what's going on in the news. Right now, everybody, please share this with your friends and family. We're going to get to your immigration questions right now in the section that we call You Got Answers. We're going to give you them right now to all of your questions. That's what we call this.
You gonna give it?
You got answers? We're going to give it to you.
We're going to give you them.
We're going to give you them. So right now, call 1-800. I don't know what I'm saying. It's still April 6th in my head, right? So we're going to call 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465 with your immigration questions right now. And Wendy from Orlando has been waiting a long time. Wendy.
Hello.
How are you, Wendy?
Hello.
How are you, Wendy?
I'm good. Good evening.
What's going on?
Question. My fiance is a green card holder. He's here from 11 years old.
Right.
And he thinking about doing his citizenship, but he went to an immigration lawyer, and she told him that he has to clear up. He has some traffic ticket from a different state. He moved to a different state because he bought a house.
Right.
But he lived in the other state, so they were breaking into the house at the other state. So it came down, never went to court and everything. In which way now, he got a lawyer paying off the traffic ticket, and then here he didn't know that he couldn't drive in the state. The other state, he was revoked to drive there. He got a license here. So when they pull him over here, they told him, you can't drive here, in which way he had a Florida license, in which way he didn't know that he couldn't drive. So there and then he got locked up. So he's trying to find out if that would be a problem.
Is all his tickets resolved?
No, it's in the process.
Okay,
now.
all right. So he has to resolve his tickets, get his driver's license back, clear it all up, and once he clears it all up, file his citizenship. Okay, because there's nothing here that shows bad moral character. You just got to resolve all this before he files it.
And his child support also?
Yeah, pay all your tickets, get your driver's license, get everything good, everything up to date, and then file your citizenship.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Cameron in Columbia, South Carolina. Cameron.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing good. How you doing today, sir?
Good, good. What's going on?
Oh, okay. So I'm a green card holder, and I lost my green card. So I'm trying to figure out, is it a way that I could have my fee waived to get a new green card, a replacement green card?
If you are below the poverty level, 125% below the poverty level, yes.
Well, I am disabled. I have no income and no job.
Yeah, so then do the fee waiver.
So how do I do a fee waiver?
You go online. If you go to uscis.gov, there is a form for a fee waiver. I think it's the, I got to go look it up because I don't generally do them, but the form is, it's like an I-9 something. Let's see, I-912.
I-912 form?
Yep.
So I just go find that form and fill it out?
With the I-90, correct.
Okay, and do I still have to go down for my biometrics in Charleston?
Yep, wherever you have to go. Just
I appreciate it very
because
much.
the fee is waived doesn't mean you still don't have to get fingerprinted.
Okay, I appreciate it very much.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
All right. All right, 1-800-529-5465. It is a low-volume call day. Low volume.
So? Yeah,
Low
but it's
volume.
Monday.
What?
But it's Monday.
It's Monday. It is a low volume call day. We don't have any calls right now, but what we do have is Yonathan and Muta. They went to a rally, I guess, right? And when ICE orders people deported, this was a suitcase rally, a luggage rally. So for people who don't know, when ICE orders you deported, they send you a letter and they tell you that you're only allowed to bring a suitcase that is 25 pounds.
Oh my God.
Now,
that's insane.
That's insane because that's basically a carry-on luggage.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the size of a carry-on luggage onto a plane. Because if you think about it, everyone who flies, you're allowed 50 pounds.
Right.
And you can't even, and that's a medium-sized luggage.
And I never get it.
And you're always at 52, 53,
Right.
and like a full, taking your shoes out of the luggage, right?
Yeah, you're that person with the open luggage.
That's me.
So
Or flirting with them,
25
so
pounds,
just
the
allow it.
luggage itself is 3 or 4 pounds.
Right, exactly.
Okay? And then after you put 2 pair of underwear, some shoes, and some cosmetics.
There it is.
There it is. So recently, the people of New York City, they continued their stand in solidarity. I think most people in New York City, not everybody, but at least certainly here in New York City, most people are pro-immigrant.
Yes.
So they stood in solidarity with immigrants and continued to publicize unfair deportation of the deportees. And they called this the Deportee Suitcase Solidarity March.
Yes.
And it was right here in downtown Manhattan, right by our offices, about 2 blocks from our offices. Yeah. And we sent Yonathan and Muta Ali down to the Deportee Suitcase Solidarity March to cover it and see what people had to say.
No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here, no hate.
Hey Brad Squad, this is Yonathan Elias. Did you know that when ICE orders people deported that they're only allowed a 25-pound bag? That's half of what you can check in at an airport. Imagine having the responsibility of packing for a loved one, a friend, a family member. Take a moment out and just think about what you would pack for this loved one. Today we're going to be asking the people of New York City this very difficult question as they stand in solidarity with the immigrants and shed light on the deportation practices at the Deportee Suitcase Solidarity March. Let's go.
Our streets, our streets, our streets, our streets, our streets, our streets. I refuse to allow my brothers and sisters to be detained, to be deported, and to be maligned, and to be made to feel any different than any one of us standing here. We will not allow hate to dictate what this country is about.
The turnout today is phenomenal, but it is just a small drop in the bucket of people who are really upset about what is happening. What you see here will continue to grow. I'm happy to have this small representation, but such a passionate group that is ready to fight for a change that we need to have in this country.
If we come together, and I think we could push back, we could intimidate them as much as they intimidate us to say, we are here, you cannot keep pushing our people around.
What would you pack for a loved one if you had to pack for them?
Wow, it's hard to think about, but unfortunately in my family, I have had family members who were deported, so I think I would pack some sort of memories, some scrapbooks, some letters, something from home, something that they would feel like they're not forgotten.
They are making profits off of these detention centers. This is a profit-driven activity. Stand with us, because we will be out here, and we will be marching. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
And what's exactly happening today at this march? What are we protesting?
At this march, we're protesting unjust actions that ICE is taking against immigrants. We're protesting the separation of families, and we're protesting the lack of fair process for immigrants who are here in our country.
If you had that responsibility to pack a bag for a loved one, what exactly would you pack?
I would pack a phone so that they knew they always had a line to me and could always be in touch even if we were separated by a border.
What America was built on is not what we will build. What America was founded on is not our values. And time and time again, it has been the few who have turned into the many who have said no. We will not allow this.
In Albuquerque, I'm actually involved in 2 sanctuary cases. I know one family who the husband, who's been in sanctuary for over a year, actually received an order of deportation that said, pack one 25-pound bag.
Wow. If you had to pack a 25-pound bag for a loved one, what would you pack?
You know, I've been thinking about that for a week since I heard about this action, and the best thing I could come up with today was a love note.
Lots of my other family were
slave owners actually in the South, and so that is a pretty heavy history to carry. And I sort of feel like this kind of work is one way of sort of addressing that cruelty.
Do you know people crossing the borders are escaping violence? Did you know it is very difficult to leave our country or family to get better lives?
As a person who has had to pack a 25-pound bag before to get on a plane, to be dispossessed from the things that I love, from the people that I care about, and from the families that I've made, I put in some moisturizer, I put in some toothpaste, I put in the things, the very basic necessities, including soap and toilet tissue. But also, I'd go find my people out there in the world. That includes the literature of abolitionists from Huey P. Newton to Angela Davis. I would pack all the things that I remember from the place that I love so much, so I can go ahead and set up a new camp wherever I am.
What would you pack? What would you pack? If your loved one was being deported. If your loved one was being deported. Raise it for me, please. Woo! I want us to see what it is valuable to our loved one. And you will see it is our personal items. It is something that will remind us of not what we are here, but of the family that we are leaving behind, of the community that we are leaving behind.
All right, Brad Squad, well, there you have it. A lot of very strong emotions. People are just standing their ground, and this is why it's so important for us to voice what we believe in. And I hope that you guys do the same. Literally just sit down and think about what you would pack for a loved one, a 25-pound bag. I come from an immigrant family, so I couldn't even imagine what I would pack. Thank you so much, Brad Squad. See you back at the studio.
And meanwhile, Donald Trump says, we want to get rid of criminals, and nobody wants to, violent people on the street by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah. But most people who are getting deported have no criminal record whatsoever.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
No criminal record whatsoever.
Literally just want a better life.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, good job, Yonathan.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
All right. Let's go to Mark in New York, New York. Mark.
Hello.
How are you?
Yes, I'm doing good. We always watch your show. We love your show.
Thank you.
My wife and I got married back in February. I'm a U.S. citizen, born in the U.S., and she overstayed, and she's a little concerned with that, but we didn't get any rejection or anything. They seemed to accept our form.
Well, what did you do?
I filed the I-485, the I-130, I-864, and the I-765.
And what about an I-130A?
No, because she overstayed. We were concerned that she might get that bar thing.
No, well, if she overstayed, you need the I-130A. So you're going to get a letter back saying you're missing those documents.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. We did do the I-130. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes, I did do that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But I thought you were talking about the advanced parole.
The advanced parole she can do too, which is the I-131. It's fine. Where's she from?
Philippines.
Okay. So, yeah. And when did you file this?
We filed on May 5th. She got her biometrics for June, and so now we're waiting to get
work permit.
Her work authorization.
Yeah, so far, so good. Nothing to be concerned about that.
Okay. I
right.
appreciate
Best of
your
luck.
help.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right.
All righty.
Let's go to John in Pittsburgh. John.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm good.
What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to know, I have one or two questions. One, can the birth certificate issued at the later stage be used to file for the children?
Can the birth certificate what?
Certificate issued at the later stage, can it be used for immigration processes?
Can a birth certificate, I didn't understand. One more time. Can a birth certificate what? I don't understand. He said, can a birth certificate, did anybody get his question?
Breaking in and out.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, wait. He took a step somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's wait. Maybe he took a step. Maybe we got him back. Hello?
Hello.
All right, we got to get him on a better connection. Let's go to Tasha in the Bronx. Tasha.
Hello.
How are you, Tasha?
I'm fine. And how are you doing?
Fabulous. What's going on?
I came here on an F1 student visa.
Right.
But it was expired. My visa was gonna expire this month, but I'm getting to school for my master's. Is it possible I go back home and get a new visa now, or I could wait until later?
Well, as long as you're in student status, it's fine. You only need to go get a visa when you need to travel back to the United States. So as long as your student status is extended, it's fine.
Okay.
All right. Is that what happened?
Yes, I
Okay,
got
so-
a new I-20.
Yeah, so there, you don't need to travel back to get the visa. Now you travel back when you want to.
Okay, thank
All right?
you.
All right, best of luck. All right, let's try John back in Pittsburgh. Maybe he found a new spot. John.
Yeah, what I was trying to say is that let's say you were born in the year 2000, right?
Right.
And then your birth certificate was issued in the year 2012. So can you use it for immigration processes?
What do you, well, it depends who's filing for you. Who's filing for you?
No, filing for the children.
You're filing for the children. Well, you
Yes.
as the father, if your name was added onto a birth certificate 12 years after the child was born, they're not going to believe you're the father. So you're going to submit it because you got it, but they're also going to make you do a blood test. And if you were not married to the mother, they're going to also make you prove that you have an independent relationship with each child you're filing for.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So you're going to need to do all of that. So hold on. And generally, you need a lawyer for that. Most people don't do it on their own. Hold on. All right. 1-800-529-5465. A light day today. A very, very light day today. A light energy day.
You guys, call.
What are you doing?
Nah, it's okay. They don't need to call.
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
No.
whatever.
No, we got immigration questions. We got answers.
Okay.
We're going to give them to you.
Got this man full of knowledge.
Look
Forget
at
it.
this.
Nah, it's
You're
not important.
wasting this big brain, y'all.
Yeah,
What are you
not
doing?
important. We'll do a show another day, maybe. Maybe we'll do a show another day.
No.
And we only have 62 shares. What are you guys doing today?
Are we sleeping?
You know what it is? They're so used to being bribed now that if we don't bribe them, we don't bribe people. If we don't bribe people, forget it.
Listen, I think I do think a lot of our Brad Squad is still torn up a little bit about that suitcase piece, but that doesn't give any reason not to share.
It's Independence Day for Jamaica, you guys. Come on. Let's show each other some love.
Maybe it's Independence Day for Brad Show Live. Today marks the day we take a stand.
Uh-oh.
That's it.
A freedom from who exactly?
Freedom from answering more immigration questions. We're done.
Oh, that's how we do it. We're like,
Yes.
we're not answering any immigration
No
questions
more.
no matter how bad you want answers.
No more, all right?
Oh, no.
1,000
Yeah,
people
let's
can
play
call.
hard to get. It's that we're not even. No, forget it. Take that number. We're not going to tell you the number. You got to find it yourself.
Yes.
Dang, look what y'all done did.
Right.
Look at
That's right. We're not. Huh?
That's right. Oh man, I like this. I like this.
Right, but you got to play hard to get.
Sassy Brad. That's
Yeah.
right. Brad's dating tips overlap with your show tips. Very hard to get.
It is very hot outside. Maybe that's what it is.
Val Miguel says, yes, it is very hot outside. Everyone's trying to cool down. But what better way to cool down with a really cool immigration question, right?
Oh my God. Maybe the show's too hot for them.
It's too hot for them.
There it is. It's making
Yeah.
it. They can't
And
stare.
maybe their computers are
Overheating.
overheating.
They
Maybe.
can't stare at three incredibly hot people while being hot.
All right, let's talk to Steven in the Bronx. And I'll decide after I hear his question whether I'll answer it. I'm playing hard to get now. Steven, how are you?
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's going on?
I got a small question.
What?
I got a 2-year green card, but basically, I caught my wife cheating with his baby father, right? Yeah, but she's like,
how'd you catch
she's
her?
not gonna go to. Yeah, basically, my friend keep telling me because I went to Jamaica for a funeral and come back to my friend, and I mean,
Right.
I always see them on the street taking
Right.
pictures, something like that, partying. So one day, when I come up, I didn't go over, so I take my time screeching, and then I saw the dude in the house, no shirt on, but.
Oh, wow, you caught him in the
mean?
act. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So when I showed her the pictures, and she took my phone and put it in the toilet, and I mean,
gosh.
she was like,
Right.
She was like, "This is my country. She's never gonna go to the second interview with such and such and such."
Right.
So it's like,
You have a
I wanna
2-year card?
come out- Yeah.
All right. So you need to get divorced. All right. Your wife's an adulterer, and all you have to do is get divorced and prove you and your spouse lived together for a period of time up to the point when you broke the marriage up, or she broke the marriage up.
Okay.
All right. So you can totally be helped. It's not the end of the world. All right. And you don't
Okay.
need her. So hold on. We'll help you. All right.
Okay.
Hold on. All right. Wow. Caught her in the act and took pictures.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I think I would have. I don't know if I would have taken. I think I think my anger would have gotten the best of me in that situation. I don't know if I would have taken pictures or I would have taken the camera and just
Bash the other dude in the head.
bash the guy over the head.
Why the guy?
I don't hit women.
Okay, but why beat up the guy when it's her who's
Because the guy's
doing
the guy's a dirty dog.
But I do feel like it's not really
Guy's a
on
dirty
the person
dog.
being cheated
the guy's a dirty dog?
Yeah.
Because your wife is cheating on you with him?
Correct.
How about if he doesn't know?
Maybe he does. He's in my bedroom. Doesn't he see that people live there?
There are pictures of
There's pictures.
Sometimes that's not the case.
But did that guy ever swear a vow of commitment to you? Like
Exactly.
that guy didn't have vows to you. The wife had vows.
I don't think he's the one to be mad at.
Really?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think he would be the first one to be mad at,
I don't.
and then you would be mad at the wife second.
What?
What?
Yeah.
You would be mad at the wife. I've had a boyfriend cheat on me. I don't care who he cheated with. It's the fact, like, she didn't tell me she wasn't going to cheat on me.
But weren't you like now, like when you're like if you saw the girl,
would
you'd
I
be
be
like,
mad?
that's the what who cheated with my boyfriend. I want to like throw a drink in her face. Wouldn't you be angry? at her?
Absolutely.
Yes.
But I would be more mad at my partner.
Yeah, I agree. And
Because
I would,
that's the person who stepped out on me.
Yeah, Val McGale blames the wife, not the guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I 100% agree. I 100%
Yeah, and by the way,
agree.
Abigail Taylor also says I'm wrong. She says the guy don't owe you any loyalty. The wife should be blamed.
Exactly. The wife is the one
Exactly.
that's hot in the pants.
Right,
Her
and
nasty
quite
ass.
frankly, if wife or if a person is cheating, it doesn't really matter who it's with. They would have cheated regardless.
And Shar Wali says I'm mad at the wife first.
Right.
There you go.
I agree.
How about if your wife was cheating on you with another woman? So what would you have said? You hate the other lady?
Would you still be mad
Would you
at
be
your wife
throwing
second?
your phone at her?
No, I would be questioning my own sexuality. Yeah, I'd be like,
What
wow,
have I done?
I wasn't able to satisfy her. Now she's converted. So.
See, I would again think the opposite. I would be like, well, there was no way I was going to be able to satisfy that craving.
Right.
There was nothing I could have done any better.
Right. Or maybe I should have said, hey, is there any room for me?
There you go. That's the answer I was looking for. It ain't up there today. We gave you a little taste of it.
Whoa, 2018, we're going to be a throuple.
All right. This is what happens when nobody calls with their immigration questions.
Listen, this is what y'all
Yes.
get.
So are we mad at the wife or the one she's cheating on him with?
I think that's a good little thing that we should ask them though. Like we should actually get that going on. Like who do you think should be the one to blame?
Listen, as you
The
know,
cheating wife or the guy that comes into?
they're already chiming in. They don't even need to be prompted. Most people said I'd be mad at the wife. Almost everybody said Willie Williams did say I'd beat them both.
but you would be mad at the person too, because you'd be like, that was the whatever name you're gonna call her, or that guy, that a-hole who slept with my wife.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You'd be so mad.
absolutely.
You saw that guy at a party, you like want to punch him in the face.
But that's just natural like emotions. But who loves you and who do you love?
Well, Ma
It's not
Duke
that
says
guy.
blame the wife first.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this in Val McGale's tone. Brad! I think that's how she said it. It
Yes.
was in all caps with many D's. I'm gonna go with that's how it is.
Now, people always blame the person who is being cheated with,
Mhm.
and not the person who cheated on you.
People
Right.
do.
Right.
And I don't feel like that's right.
Yeah,
Me
Val
either.
McGale gave me the brag.
Brad.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna get mad at the dude. You know what I mean? Like I probably would be just as pissed. But at the end of the day, it's the person that you're with that you really have to hold accountable.
Now, the only time this ever happened to me
Yeah.
I wasn't married. It was a girl I was dating in college for a few months,
Mhm.
and I really didn't even like her.
Okay.
Nah.
Wait, so were you the one cheating on her?
No, but then my friend told me,
Uh-huh.
you know, that you know, she was with some other guy and you know, in her house in her living room, and I went and knocked on the door like, hey, how are
How
you?
your friend know?
What? Because he saw him walk in from the bar together.
Oh.
Right. So then I
That's
walked
a
in
good
on
friend.
them, and then I'm like, all right, I'm happy now. Now I don't have to be the bad guy. You're the person who.
Take her off.
Take her off my hands. Yes.
Have that.
Yeah, I was just as happy. That's the only
Yeah.
time it ever happened to me. I was just trying to think off the top of my
Dane
head.
Williams
If it
said both.
happened-
Did that happen to you?
Yeah,
Did that ever happen
happened
to you, Yonathan?
What?
Ever
Cheated
get
on?
cheated on? That you're aware of?
No, not that I'm aware of. I remember going through the phone and finding messages from her ex, but we weren't officially together again.
Right. So she is already going back to.
Right.
Right.
We weren't officially,
Right.
together
The
again.
ex was
We
the
had-
rebound off of you.
Basically.
Right.
Because.
Right. Well,
once
everyone
you
has
had me,
everyone
yeah,
has the rebound.
You
Of
lose
course
me.
it's going to
Yeah.
be. Right, exactly.
Lisa Blink Rose is going, okay, Brad, bedtime stories.
Carol Anderson, the Tiger, had a great point. She said, "When a man is a cheater, he'll never stop. He will always be a cheater."
Well, first of all, I'm going to say two
A
things.
dog is always a dog.
All right, I was going to
the
say
men are about to
zebras
defend.
don't change their stripes.
Exactly.
Right.
So if you're a liar, you're a liar.
Yep.
If
Yeah.
you're a cheater, you're a cheater.
Man or woman.
Okay, it doesn't matter. You
Yep.
are who you are.
Yep.
Now, with that being said, I will also say to Carol Anderson, the Tiger, I am not a jealous person.
I saw that. I said, Brad, she said, Brad, you sound jealous.
No, why am I jealous? I was happy.
Yeah.
I was happy.
I didn't feel like you were jealous in
No,
that story.
I don't know what she's saying.
No.
Yeah. All right. So, with that being said, Charm in Philadelphia, through that entire conversation, has been waiting on an immigration question.
Charm really held on.
Yes. Charm. Charm.
Yes.
How are you?
Hi, Brad.
What's going on?
I got a question from a friend.
Okay.
She's been married from 2006.
Right.
And she got into a dispute with her husband, and she had a domestic violence charge on her record. She had put a pardon in, but it takes forever to get a pardon. So she want to know if she should go ahead and put her renewal for her 10-year green card in, or...
Well, for the renewal, she should not do anything until, well, domestic violence, first of all, is a deportable offense. So she
Right.
should not be doing anything until she has a consultation with me or one of the associates in my office. Let's review her entire criminal history, and then we can make a determination what she should be doing.
Okay.
All right, hold on one second, all right? But do
All right,
nothing
thank-
right now until you come see us
Okay.
first. All right. With that being said, Yonathan,
Yes,
you were not the only one we sent out on the streets.
Uh-oh.
That's true.
Okay, Kim was also working it this week.
Oh.
Okay.
Stays working the
Kim was working the streets. Okay, but doing something legal working the streets.
Okay.
Doing something legal working the streets. She allegedly illegal. Right. She went out to ask people questions, not working the streets.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you for the clarification.
All right. Why does this feel like hump day today?
Right.
Yeah.
This is why you call, y'all.
Yeah.
April
All right.
6th.
So Belgium Kim, it's Jamaican Independence Day, so anything can happen. Belgium Kim went on the streets to ask people if they knew which celebrity is American-born citizen and which celebrity is an immigrant, and you're going to be very surprised to hear the answers. Let's watch.
Hey Brad Squad, it's Belgium Kim, and today we are putting you to the test to find out if you know whether your favorite celebs are American-born citizens or immigrants. Think you know? Put yourself to the test right now. Your first celebrity is Chrissy Teigen, wife of John Legend. Is she a U.S.-born citizen or is she an immigrant?
I think Christy is an immigrant.
Yes, Chrissy Teigen is a U.S.-born citizen.
She's written a bunch of delicious cookbooks, but is she a U.S.-born citizen or is she an immigrant? Immigrant?
Immigrant.
I think Chrissy Teigen is an immigrant.
Chrissy Teigen is a American-born citizen.
Chrissy Teigen, is she U.S.-born or is she an immigrant?
I think Christy Teigen is not U.S. born, an immigrant.
Fun fact, Chrissy Teigen is actually a first-generation citizen. Her mom is Thai, but she was born in Delta, Utah. Rihanna. Is Rihanna an immigrant or a U.S.-born citizen?
Rihanna is an immigrant.
Rihanna is actually not a U.S.-born citizen. She was born in Barbados, I believe.
Rihanna is a U.S. citizen.
Oh, Rihanna's definitely a citizen.
Rihanna, immigrant or U.S.-born citizen?
Rihanna's an immigrant.
Rihanna is a U.S. citizen.
Rihanna is a immigrant.
I think Rihanna is a U.S. born.
Yeah?
Yep.
Ooh, Rihanna is actually an immigrant from Barbados. Yeah, she's a Barbadian princess. Angelina Jolie, U.S.-born citizen or immigrant?
That's a tough one. I have an inkling to say European, but I'm going to say yes, she's a U.S.-born citizen.
Which one are you picking?
A U.S.-born citizen.
This one always stumps people.
Jolie, I'm gonna go with U.S. citizen.
Angela Jolie is a U.S.-born citizen.
Angelina Jolie is a U.S.-born citizen.
U.S.-born.
Angelina Jolie is an immigrant.
Angelina Jolie is an immigrant, I think.
Adam?
Oh!
Come on, Adam. You got this.
Angelina Jolie is from Canada, I think.
Oh, you guys, she's a U.S.-born citizen. Funny man, Jim Carrey.
Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. Jim Carrey is from Canada again. So he's an immigrant.
Yeah, Jim Carrey is an immigrant.
Jim Carrey is an immigrant.
I'm going to say Jim Carrey is not a U.S.-born citizen.
Where's he from?
I'm not sure.
You just not U.S.
Not U.S., because that's a trick question to me. That one seemed like a trick because it seems so easy to say U.S.
I think Jim Carrey is an U.S. citizen.
Jim Carrey, I think, is an immigrant.
Jim Carrey is an immigrant.
Jim Carrey is a U.S.-born citizen.
Where do you think he's from?
Canada.
Oh! You're right, he's from Canada. Cardi B. She's going crazy all over the music charts right now. All we hear is Cardi B, Cardi B, Cardi B. Is Cardi B an immigrant or is she a U.S.-born citizen?
Cardi B is an immigrant.
Cardi B. Where was she born?
Depends on who you ask. I mean, some people think Dominican Republic. I think Washington Heights, so I think she's a U.S. citizen.
Cardi is an immigrant.
I don't know what planet Cardi B is from, but I don't think she's from the U.S.
Is she a U.S.-born citizen or an immigrant?
I would say that she is a U.S.-born citizen.
I agree, a U.S.-born citizen.
Cardi B is U.S.-born.
Cardi B was born here, but Cardi B was born here in the U.S. She is a U.S.-born citizen, but she has like immigrant parents. I think like one of her family members is like from Trinidad and the other is from Dominican Republic.
Damn, that was right on both parents too! She calls herself the Bronx Barbie, but she was in fact born in Washington Heights. Okay, Brad Squad, I hope you guys did just a little bit better than what this wonderful crowd did on the streets of New York City today. A couple of things to clear up. A lot of people got the Chrissy Teigen question wrong, and that's because she is actually the daughter of a Thai immigrant. Featured a whole bunch on her Instagram and her Snapchat. And Jim Carrey has been making national headline news for his amazing satirical portraits of Donald Trump, asking them to be featured in the National Portrait Gallery of the Smithsonian. So definitely check those out. Until next time, Brad Squad, Belgium Kim is out.
All right, that was very interesting.
Fun. Thank you.
Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, Belgium Kim, born in America or not?
Not.
Not.
Haha, dang, dang, dang.
Brad Bernstein, born in America?
Yes.
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 Yonathan, born in America or not? Yes. Born in America.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hey.
Jilly Bean, born in America?
Yes.
Yes.
Muta Ali, born in America?
Yes.
Pat Rice?
Yes.
Yes.
Who else we got? Julian?
Julian.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
he's new, but yes.
Yes, I say yes.
I'm going to go with yes as
Yes.
well.
Jenny?
Jenny is yes.
Jillian?
Yes.
Yes.
Jillian?
I say yes.
I think yes, but it could have been UK, but I think yes.
Okay, and
Think
Karen, down in South Carolina.
Karen,
We-
yes.
I say no.
I think US born.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm taking a guess. I never actually.
We've never even met Karen. She's
Right.
just like the wizard from afar.
1 second. We're all dead.
74 shares.
74
You
shares.
just gave up today.
Yeah.
Did we just
Y'all just
phone it
gave up.
in? It's Independence Day, so no one else gets to have their independence
You're
by
drinking
getting their
rum.
immigration questions answered?
Jamaican rum.
All right, so let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to something that we call, we may not have volume right now. Can you check to see if we have volume? Because plug just unplugged under my leg.
We
Oh,
do.
we're good, okay. All right, so can we go to social media check-in?
Yeah. All right, for the first question, we have Barbara Lord. If you get denied and you don't want to file over, can you divorce and do the job sponsorship?
If you want to get divorced and do a job sponsorship?
Yes.
Well, if you're out of status and you don't have any family here and you're not 245I, job sponsorship's not going to help you. So it depends what your situation is. Maybe.
So this is if you get denied.
If you get denied on...
If you get denied and you don't want to file over, can you divorce?
On a marriage case.
Yes. Can you divorce and do the job sponsorship?
It depends if you have other family here.
Got you.
If you're 245I, if you're still in legal status.
Betsy would like to know. I'm an American citizen. My mother had the 4 of us in the U.S. My father is also a U.S. citizen, and he had a drug offense long before I was born, over 25 years ago. My mother is out of the U.S. Is there any way that I could file for her to get back in the U.S.? Oh, actually, it was her mom who had the drug arrest. So the drug crime was expunged in her country. Is there any hope for my family to get back together into the U.S.? So the drug arrest happened in her original country, and it was expunged.
Extraordinarily unlikely. Once you have a drug conviction that stays on your record for life, even if it's an expungement, it was still a conviction at one point in time. A drug conviction bars you from ever getting a green card for the rest of your life.
All right, Danielle Bradley, this is off of YouTube. Hello, Brad. I'm an American citizen. My mother had the 4 of us in the U.S. My father is also a U.S. citizen, and she had a drug offense.
This is the same question.
Was it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, snap.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, they wasn't playing.
They wanted, yes.
And they did Facebook.
We're going to do all
Yes.
Okay, so by no, I read today that Bank of America has been freezing accounts on individuals who cannot prove that they're a citizen. What legal rights can a bank have to do with this?
I never heard that. Is that actually in the news? I never saw that.
Has been freezing.
Now, what banks have? This is what the law is. If you don't have a social security number, and you're having interest-bearing account, so in other words, you have a checking account or a savings account that has interest, so you get 3%, 5% on your money, Bank of America has to withhold 33.33% of the interest to pay your taxes because you don't have a social security number. So maybe that's what you're referring about. But if you have a non-interest-bearing account, there's no tax implications for Bank of America. If you don't have a social security number, they shouldn't be freezing any banks. I never heard that. The only thing I could be thinking about is the backup withholding on interest-bearing accounts.
I did find one article that talks about a Kansas couple who said that Bank of America has been freezing their assets since the early 2000s because they couldn't provide proof of citizenship. However, it doesn't look like there have been any external verifications.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That could be a hashtag fake news.
A hashtag fake news
We don't know.
situation, or like a very isolated
And it
with
could be
lots of
exactly.
extenuating circumstances.
Exactly.
We've got another question.
And by the way, Abigail Taylor Watson says yes, it was in the news.
Yep. So I did find that one article about that one.
Right.
couple,
Yeah, but I never. I will look. I never heard. I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah.
And there shouldn't be. There's no law that says that because you're not a United States citizen, you can't have a bank account in America. The only issue that I, as I said before, is that I can think of off the top of my head would be if you're getting interest, and you have to pay taxes on that interest, and you don't have a social security number.
Would it be possible for it not to be a law, but just like a bank policy that says, like, if to have a bank account here, total speculation.
No,
but
that would be
discrimination. Right. Okay. Gemini B on YouTube says, my mom is currently living in Jamaica. Her husband refiled for her in March of this year. Her case was sent to the Visa Center. What does that mean?
It means that you got the I-130 approved and you're at the National Visa Center awaiting a visa appointment.
All right, Nori Gashi says, question, I'm a SIJ applicant who just recently got EAD through green card under C9 in New York. Am I able to work in any other states besides New York while my SIG is still pending?
So, I got to decipher all of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Special Immigrant Juvenile.
Mm-hmm.
EAD is Employment Authorization Document. C9 is the way in which that's the section of law in which you adjust your status.
Okay.
And what was the other acronym that was used?
That was it.
That was it. Just the EAD, the SIJ, and the C9.
Yeah, so they're
So basically,
SIJ
she got somebody did a guardianship for her and said that she's going to live with these guardians and it's not in the best interest to go back to the natural parents, and she was able to adjust her status. And now she wants to go work in another state. That could be problematic simply because you're supposed to be under the guardianship of the people who did the guardianship for you. So I would suggest hold off until you get your green card.
Miguel says, green card, I've been a green card holder since 1989 and caught a felony drug possession 10 to 11 years ago for controlled substance of cocaine. I got it reduced to a misdemeanor with Prop 47 this year. Can I now apply for citizenship without any problems?
I would need to see the disposition.
All right, Ed David asked, I have a question.
And by the way, yes, you will always have a problem because even if it's a misdemeanor drug possession, it's deportable. Whether or not they're going to deport you, whether or not you can beat your case, whether you're an aggravated felon, that's why I need to see the record. So I just want to be a little clearer rather than just give a vague sentence.
Right.
Cool. All right, Ed David says, I have a question. The issue is my first name is Adam, and second name is David, but on my birth certificate, the David comes before the Adam. So on all the USCIS forms, my I-130 and G-325 and the DS-260 forms, I fill out the Adam as the first name, but the birth certificate and passport, the David comes first. Is this okay, or is it a problem?
What's his name?
His first name is Adam, and the second name is David. But on the birth certificate, David comes before Adam.
Well, I would do it by and his passport is the opposite.
The birth certificate and the passport, David comes first.
Then that's his name.
David Adam.
Correct.
So your name is David
Adam. You may like to go as Adam, David, but your name is David Adam.
Did we just tell somebody their name for like the first time in their entire life, maybe?
Yeah, you know what? I like to go by the name of H. Brad, but my name on my birth certificate is Brad H.
Right.
Right. That would H Brad.
H. Bradford Bernstein. That's very fancy, isn't it?
That is. H.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
It's almost as fancy as Bradford H. Bernstein.
Correct.
We've got a question from Sid who said, did USCIS need to check our Facebook pages or my wife's Facebook page for proof that we're a real couple?
They will do it. They will do it. We even did a segment almost a year ago. One of the first segments we ever did was how USCIS is going to be checking social media.
Wow. All right, Asset Lindo asks, Brad, do you do a consultation for just filing out paperwork?
Filling out? Filling out.
Filling.
Well, this is the issue.
Mm-hmm.
If the consultation is, Brad, how do I answer all of these questions on the form? Then that's basically me doing your applications for you. Mm-hmm. Then you would hire us as a lawyer. So, versus, Brad, I have a question on a form, on a particular form, and this is my question, I'm happy to have a consultation with you. But if you're going to ask me how to fill out the form after form, and then have me review it, and it's all a consultation, that's basically me doing the work for you.
This is true.
So it's a gray area.
The answer is...
It's a gray area.
Not sure. Stax B wants to know, is speeding or reckless driving a crime of moral turpitude?
Perhaps. It depends what state and what section of law you were found guilty under.
How reckless you were being.
Yeah, I would say reckless driving would be a crime of moral turpitude. If I had to take a guess, based on the statute.
All right, Donette LaForest on YouTube asks, Brad, when doing the citizen application, there's a question that asks to name all the children you have, including deceased. What if you had a miscarriage? Do you still need to make a mention of this?
Well, a miscarriage is not a child unless the child was born. I don't think you need to mention a miscarriage.
Okay, let them know that.
Child wasn't born yet.
Right, tell her.
Child wasn't born yet. Although people think, birth begins at inception.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Or life begins at inception.
But legally?
Legally, as of right now, it's at the birth.
Gotcha.
Renice says, I got my work permit a month ago. About how long is it going to take to get my interview date?
6 more months.
David Gabriel says, how could my stepson get his USA passport? He's 16. His mom is a U.S. citizen.
And you apply for a U.S. passport, and you prove that he has a green card, he lives with his mom, his mom's a U.S. citizen, his mom has guardianship of him. You also do an N-600 application.
Carrie Ann said, how does having family here in the U.S. help you get a job sponsorship if you're out of status?
Because if you're out of status and you do a job sponsorship at the end of the case, you would need to go home to pick up your green card. You're not 245I, presumably. You can't adjust your status here. Now, there's a law that says if you go home, you can't come back for 10 years, except if you have a spouse who's a resident or a citizen, or a parent who's a resident or a citizen. You can do a provisional waiver through the parent or the spouse and still get your green card through the job sponsorship, and it's actually quite faster than family sponsoring you.
All right.
Otherwise, I wasn't done yet.
Yep.
All right.
Otherwise, when you went home, you would come back for 10 years.
Awesome. You done now?
Now, yeah.
All right, Staxby has another question on YouTube. Should I renew my DACA before August 8th? If so, and I can't get it renewed, am I safe from deportation if for some reason my AOS through marriage is denied?
Well, if you're adjusting your status through marriage, don't worry about your DACA. Concentrate on being in a bona fide marriage. I assume you are. If your spouse can support you 125% above the poverty level, your adjustment status shouldn't be denied, and you have no worries.
So Barbara Lord had asked a question about getting a divorce, but also having job sponsorship, kind of along the lines of what you were talking about. She said a person is out of status but doesn't have any family members here, and her boss does want to sponsor her. So how should she go about that?
You're not able to. If you're out of status, unless you're 245I, or unless you have family members here, a job sponsorship is going nowhere.
All right, Howard Murphy on YouTube asks, I have a domestic case 3 years ago that was dismissed. Can I file for citizenship?
If it was dismissed and that's your only case ever in your life and you're otherwise eligible for citizenship, why not?
Viona says, how long does the Visa Center take to process a visa?
Depends who's sponsoring you. Need more information.
Yeah.
Juliet Powell asks, how much do you charge to do paperwork for a 10-year moving from a 2-year?
$71 million.
What?
$71 million.
I should have become an immigration lawyer.
You should have become.
My goodness.
Yes, $71 million.
Per case?
Per case.
Wow.
Yes, non-denominational $20 bills.
Man, $71
Suitcase of $20 bills.
That's many suitcases.
Yes, I have no idea what I would charge. It's a flat fee, and you would have to come in and we'll figure it out.
Mara.
It's obviously less than $71 million.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, just a bit. Just a tiny, tiny bit.
Mara Christian said, after getting a letter from the embassy, what's next?
What letter did they send you?
They sent you a letter. What's
next?
Now?
You read it. After you get the letter, you open it up and you read it. Next.
All right, so we have one from Edna. So through my sister's petition, my husband and I migrated here in the USA on February 2015. Now we are both green card holders. Is there a way that we can file a petition for our son and his wife who are still in the Philippines, both aged 36, and our daughter whose age is 32?
Well, you can file for unmarried children, but you can't file for married children, unfortunately.
Fiona has a follow-up. She was asking how long it takes the visa center to process the visa. It's for her with her I-360. The I-360 was approved, and she just got a letter that said it's been sent to the visa center.
But why is she if she does an I-360, she's here, and if it's sent to the visa center, that means she's going to process to go home. Why would you go to process to go home as an abused spouse? You could always adjust your status here, no matter how you entered America. So you should be filing an adjustment. Your I-360 should never be at the visa center. Something's wrong. Come see me.
All right, Ewan.
See, that's why we need information in a question.
This is why we have the info.
Correct.
There you go. Ewan V. Mitch says, I've been here in the U.S. for 20 months. I have 2 kids here with me. One is born here in the U.S. and the other is a naturalized U.S. citizen. We were supposed to come here to visit my mom-in-law, but my pregnancy went bad and needed to be in bed rest, as I lost the baby before her on 2015 for HELLP syndrome, HELLP syndrome. We then decided to stay and filed I-130 and an I-485 to get my children age 14, 13, 12. Since we filed that, I will not be able to go home, and it's so hard for me not to see my children. I could not understand why fiancé visa is easier than a spouse visa, and I'm still waiting for our petition so long, and it's killing me. Don't know how long we have to wait. It sucks. I miss my children.
So she's here?
Yes, been here for 20 months.
And why is she doing a fiancé visa?
I could not understand why fiancé visas is easier than a spouse visa. So maybe because it's easier than a spouse visa?
No, fiancé visas you do in another country. So she should have filed an adjustment. She should get married. Get married. File your adjustment. Have your spouse file for your children separately. That's what should be happening. And everything should be done in under a year. You'll get everybody here.
Marissa said, I came here in 2011. I used to be married to a military soldier I met in Korea when I worked there, and I got my green card extended for 10 years. I still have 6 years left to spare and want to go ahead and apply for citizenship. Is having an appointment in your office at the same time as the USCIS process possible? I'd like to learn a little bit more about this process.
Yeah, absolutely. You could always have an appointment up to the day you become a citizen.
All right, Lady Pandora says, hi, I was secretly married in the Philippines in 2001.
Lady Pandora.
Yes, Lady Pandora.
Ooh.
Yes.
You like that name?
Lady Pandora,
yes.
I do too.
Yeah.
So I was secretly married in the Philippines in 2001, but it was not consummated. We broke up in 2002. I want to get married here. Do I need to file for annulment in Philippines, or can I just get married here in the States? Please help.
She needs to get divorced first. You don't do an annulment in the Philippines, get divorced here in the United States. And then get married. You can't be married to 2 different people at the same time. Let's do this. I have Jamie, who's been waiting 20 minutes from Louisville, Kentucky.
Definitely.
Let's speak to Jamie. Jamie, how are you?
Hey, hi.
What's going on?
I've been watching your YouTube, and really glad I got through.
Okay.
Well, my situation is about in 1986, my wife got she had to take a plea deal for a drug sale.
Right.
And
where's your wife now?
I'm sorry?
Where's your wife now?
She's here.
Okay. Did she have a green card when she took that plea?
Yes, she had her green.
Well, we lost Jamie. Jamie, you there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
so she took a plea. She had her green card in the 80s for a drug sale. And then what happened?
Right. And then when she came out in 88, the immigration came and took her, and I went over there to her because we used to live in New York.
Right.
We used to live in New York, and I went to Albany and picked her up. I had to give $1,000 bond.
Right.
So I kept calling them to see if we had a court date, and nothing ever. They could never tell me anything. So since we have so many kids, we decided to move to Louisville. But before we moved to Louisville, let me see, that happened in 88, and then in 2005, immigration went over there and picked her up.
Ah, she was ordered deported in absentia.
And no, she picked her up over there in New York. So she was incarcerated for like 7 days. and then they just let her go. They let her go, no bond or nothing.
And that's what's been going on?
Yeah, no, that's not the end of it.
Okay.
And then we move here to Kentucky. I said, let's get your green card. Let's get this over with, so we won't have no more problem. Sure enough, she went over there, got fingerprinted, and sure enough, they came and picked her up again.
Then what?
So then they let her go on her reconnaissance. She had to go every month for a whole year, once a month, and check in. And finally, she saw the judge, and she was granted a
212C waiver.
212C
waiver. Right.
Yeah. So now, after all this happened, we're kind of afraid to even go down there.
All right, well, first of all, she has a waiver. When was this waiver granted?
2005.
Okay. So unless she committed a crime after 2005, that waiver from the time of Adam and Eve, from the beginning of time to 2005, she has a waiver for everything she did. So they cannot do anything to her unless she did something after she got her waiver. Was she ever arrested?
Right. No, she been clean.
Then what she actually should be doing is let her apply for her citizenship. She may have an aggravated felony, but the aggravated felony is prior to 1990. She's eligible for citizenship. And if you let me do it, she'll be a citizen, based on what you're telling me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, so I got to make a trip to New York then.
You don't have to make a trip. We can do everything over the phone. All right, hold on one second.
Really?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
We'll help you.
Thank you.
All right, 1-800-529-5465. This is a very, very slow immigration day.
Yeah.
Maybe we're in the August doldrums. Could that be it?
I think everybody is doing equal parts celebration of Jamaican Independence Day.
Maybe.
And have all melted because of this weather.
Maybe. I think it is a combination of the two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, meanwhile, we still have our grannies on the move.
Hey.
Oh, love us our
Yes,
grannies.
we have the grannies on the move. We have an update from the grannies. They were incredibly busy all over the weekend and today.
Awesome.
Let's watch where our grannies are.
We did raise $800 and we have it here in cash to give to the grannies.
Atlanta Grannies for Peace. And here they are. Can you all say good morning to the Bradshaw Live? Right here with Granny with the pink sleeves.
Oh, I'm Dot. That's
Dot Shaw.
And I'm Minnie.
There's Barbara back there, who's so kind to have let me have a seat in her car. And here we have...
I'm Joan.
And here they are. 2, 4, 5 members of the Atlanta Grannies for Peace at the rest stop in Alabama on our way to Montgomery.
Hello, this is Granny Raffia for the Bradshaw Live. We are here in Montgomery, Alabama. I'm standing in front of the Legacy Museum, getting ready to go in. We are on our journey to Texas to speak up for children staying with their families and to speak against separating children. And here at this museum, we're going to be reminded that children have been separated from their families for many, 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 many generations. This is not new to our country.
Just getting through this very emotional, touching moment captured here of our American history. The history that we continue to make by the actions that we take against injustice and for justice.
I'll be back when I am done with this exhibit. For now, this is Granny Raffia on the road.
We're all gathered here because we have been having a wake and then a celebration, New Orleans style, baby. And this is our great band, New Orleans style, and our reunite families now. Here we go. Because we have buried injustice, racism, and discrimination, and we are celebrating the fact that we have so many people who do not support the unethical, immoral, and illegal policies of this government. We are making a side stop in Lafayette, Louisiana, because a bunch of grannies have invited us to stop by and get hugs and cookies. Is this awesome?
We're Paul and Linda Mills, and we live in Katy, and we're joining the Grannies Respond right here in Houston, and we're going down to McAllen with them tomorrow. That's awesome.
Gracias a todos ustedes por esta lucha. Gracias por unirse.
Like a prison, a detention center, an internment camp. This did not look like a place you would ever put my child or any child.
All right. So, boy, they're awesome. And I hate the stereotype, but grannies and cookies, come on.
Grannies. I love that the grannies are receiving cookies, not the ones getting the cookies.
Right. Oh, I thought they were making the cookies.
No, they're getting cookies.
Oh, I thought they made the cookies and they're giving them out as well. Along with the caravan.
No.
I'm like, come on, grannies.
Cute, though.
So anyway, last week we saw they were leaving for Montgomery, just to tell everybody where the grannies were going. So we saw last week, before leaving for Montgomery, Alabama, and joining the other granny caravans, the Atlanta Grandmothers for Peace. Those are the Atlanta Grandmothers for Peace. We just saw them get a check for $800 to help pay for their expenses.
That's awesome.
And then we saw Granny Rafia's caravan, which is a different caravan, at the Legacy Museum in Montgomery, Alabama. There's Granny Rafia. The Legacy Museum just opened in April 2018. It's an African American history museum that covers broad themes from slavery to present-day police violence. So then we saw Granny Sharon. There's a lot of grannies, so we're trying to keep up with everybody.
Right.
Okay, this is like almost a soap opera of grannies here, right?
Yeah.
All right, so then we saw Granny Sharon. She was in New Orleans, Louisiana on Saturday, where the Grannies Respond, that was her caravan, were shown much love with a large crowd of supporters and a New Orleans line dance showing solidarity to the Grannies' cause. Do we have the line dance, Jill? It was in the piece. Maybe I missed it. On the way to Houston, they made a side stop in Lafayette, Louisiana, because some grannies invited them for cookies. That's what. You see?
That's
what
awesome.
we saw.
Yeah.
I thought the grannies
were making
the cookies.
Nah.
So then Sunday they drove to Houston, Texas, and the Grannies Respond. Those are the Grannies Respond. Those were the ones who were previously in New Orleans. They went to Guadalupe Plaza Park for an evening of action. And there they protested a detention center in Houston that the Trump administration was trying to renovate in order to open. Then Granny Sharon and Rafia's caravan traveled to Dilley, Texas this morning. And they were at the Dilley Detention Center, where it was reported a 2-year-old girl who had been held at that facility died after her release. Now, the grannies wanted to see the conditions of the facility. However, they were told that if they took one more step, they would all the grannies would be arrested.
Wow.
So as you heard in the video, the Dilley facility looks just like a prison, certainly not a summer camp, as was described by someone in the Trump administration. So then the grannies finally made their way to McAllen, Texas, known as Ursula.
Yes.
And that is the largest detention facility in the United States. And they're going to be there for the next couple of days, holding vigils, protesting, volunteering, meeting immigrant families. So we will find out more about these grannies tomorrow. Tomorrow from McAllen, Texas. But right now, to find out more, if you're interested in helping to support the grannies, go to granniesrespond.org. Or you can write the grannies an email at granniesrespond@gmail.com. That's granniesrespond.org for donations. And that is granniesrespond@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Man, the people are loving the grannies.
Love the grannies.
Denisha John, I think, said it best, though.
What?
Don't mess with grannies.
Don't mess with them.
Don't do it.
Yes.
Don't.
All right, let's go to Anne Marie in the Bronx. Anne Marie.
Hi, Brian.
Hi,
Good
how are you?
afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's going on?
Good. Yes, I have a question. I came here on a visitor's visa, and I got married 11 months now. We just sent in the paperwork. My husband is a U.S. citizen, but we didn't have a joint account because the fact that I didn't have a social, we didn't know that we could get an account. Do you think that will pose a problem?
That you don't have a joint account? Go do it now. Better late than never.
Okay, so we can get the account.
Yes. I mean, not having an account doesn't mean you're not in a real marriage. They take everything into consideration, but go do it now.
Okay.
All right.
So, okay, and also our lease agreement, we didn't send it because is it we should or it's supposed to go to the interview?
The lease agreement, go to the interview.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
All right,
Okay, then. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. So on a very, very low call volume day, Belgium Kim.
Yes.
We have also, which we never really showed.
Yeah, not really.
No, the when Yonathan and Patrice went down to Washington D.C.
Oh man.
Yeah, for the Family Separation March.
Yeah.
I think my favorite piece we've ever done.
And we never showed it on our show. We just have it as a separate clip if anybody follows our Facebook page. But this was about 3 weeks ago, right? This was life. It was like about a month ago, right? You came back. You're like, it was life changing for you.
Life changing, absolutely.
It was life changing for you. Let's watch.
What's up, Brad Squad? This is your boy Yonathan Elias, and I'm here in Washington, D.C. at the End Family Detention protest put on by the same people who organized the Women's March. There are women and men from all communities from around the country that travel to our nation's capital to demand freedom and safety for immigrant families and children. They also want to demand an end to the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy that automatically criminalizes undocumented immigrants and tears families apart. They're also calling on Congress to abolish ICE, an agency they say are terrorizing immigrants on a daily basis. You today get a first-hand look at the protests. You will not want to miss this. Let's take a look.
Families are under attack! What do we do? Stand up like that! Families are under attack! What do we do? Stand up like that! Families are under attack! What do we do? Stand up like that! Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around! Turn me around! Turn me around! Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around! We gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching on the freedom land.
What does this protest mean to you?
As we see, the ICE agents are holding children. I have 2 children. I can't even imagine the pain that would be in my heart if my children were taken away from me. And they're in their 20s. I don't want them taken away now.
This means a lot to me. I have 2 small kids, a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, and just seeing the images of these small children and hearing them call out for their moms and dads just really spoke to me and has had me in tears and had me really anxious.
It means that we're doing something. I mean, for me, I live in Richmond. It's easy to get here. You just took a train up or take a train back. But we were prepared to spend the night in the Senate building.
There's enough work for all of us to see all these women in this United States Senate peacefully and civilly protesting for what they believe in, what we all believe in, but approaching it from the perspective of women who could potentially be the mothers of these children as they watch them sit and suffer in cages, in a prison penal-like setting for young people who have committed no crime, and the only action that they've taken is being born in a country that is now saying they're not welcome.
I am very sad what's happening with our children, the immigrant children suffering so much, the parents. Why we have to do this? It's injustice. I will do anything I can do to support the immigrants.
These children did absolutely nothing wrong, nothing illegal. Customs and Border Protection and the Border Patrol are purposely stalling to let people come in and seek asylum. So people are passing through other parts to get into the United States. They're turning themselves in immediately and seeking asylum. The Trump administration is calling it criminal. There's nothing criminal about it. It's under international law protected. And they're stealing children.
All right, guys, so we just saw thousands of protesters walk past the Capitol. Right now, the protest has just been moved inside the Senate office building where everybody's just standing around right now waiting for something to happen. We just heard that arrest will be happening. Let's check it out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of shook up, very emotional. The feeling and the emotions in this building right now it's unspeakable. It's one of my first protests that I've ever been at. I actually was just asked by a police officer, "Are you willing to be arrested?" It's crazy because the lady next to me said yes, and she stayed. I had to leave, so that's why you see I'm outside of the protest right now. You can still hear them behind me. We've already seen a couple people get arrested. I'm sure we're gonna see waves more. A young lady just told us, get used to it. This is what's gonna be happening all day. So what does the aluminum, I saw when we were inside, everybody pulled it out at the same time. What does that signify?
Kids are given these blankets.
Wow.
These are the blankets that the kids are covering up with. They're allowed no comforts. This is being treated like a mass disaster, which it is. It's just one we manufactured ourselves.
You know, the government might call it civil disobedience and people are getting arrested. What are your thoughts on that?
Civil disobedience is what the government may call it, and it's exactly what it is.
It's a salary tool of our democracy. You know,
apparently, words aren't enough, so we have to do just a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
You call it protest, you call it civil disobedience. What we're witnessing is America. People standing up who have an interest to see justice prevail and taking risk and making sacrifices to do so. Right. I call that American.
We need to do this. It's a part of the American fabric, and that's how progress is made in our society, by people standing up and having their voices heard in a civil manner. And sometimes that manner may cause disruption, and that's okay.
And I'm sure you know a lot of people in there right now as well.
That's exactly what they're planning to do.
Words for the Trump administration, Jeff Sessions, all of them.
The truth of it is, this is our country, and by our, it means every face, every spirit, every human being that contributes to us making progress daily. People being fed, people being housed, people being educated. And those people look like the very people that this administration is making an effort to indict, to criminalize their very existence. And that is not who we are. And so for those within this administration who believe themselves to be patriots, who believe themselves to be Americans, they need to look in the mirror and ask, well, what does that mean?
Nobody wants to lead their own country. They have to lead because of the poverty, the war, and the oppression, and so many things happening.
Respect human rights.
Be careful, we're coming, we're voting.
Watch out, we're going to make our voices be heard.
Any type of word of advice or just say anything to the immigrants out there, what would you say?
We've got your back, and we're here for you, and we feel your pain, and we're going to do all we can to have your voices heard, and we're sorry that this is happening to your families, and we're on your side.
We are for you, and we are with you, and we pray every day. And we do whatever we can do to get new people into office, and we're going to march and be arrested for as long as it takes.
You have a home in our country because it's your country too. You are welcomed. We believe that this fight can be won with us working together. You have people right in this United States Capitol, in the halls of Congress, advocating and fighting for you and coming to save you. So just wait a little longer.
What's your American dream?
Wow, my American dream, that's a tough one because it seems so shattered right now.
my American dream is that this truly does become a place where we can all coexist and have liberty and justice for all.
For that people to have honest conversations, to care about each other, and to have equal rights. I mean, it just sounds so simple, but it sure does seem hard.
My American dream is an America where we fully engage the ideals of freedom, liberty, and justice for all people, not based on the color of your skin tone, your access to money and resources, your ability to pay your way through a legal system or a litigious process to obtain something like health care or a green card or citizenship. An America where you can vote because you are a legitimate citizen, but someone who cares about issues, about quality of life. You care about the Constitution. You care about what it genuinely means to be a patriot. And there is nothing that is established by government, nothing that is systematic in our criminal justice system or in our courts that hinders that.
My American dream is to have all the people in this country unite under the fact no racism, no discrimination, no people that make billions when other people are suffering.
I hope America will be one day like Martin Luther King fights so hard for equality. We are all the same. We are all the same. There's no race, there is no nationality, nothing. We are created by God and we are all the same, and that's what we have to be in this country. Even at my age, I have hope.
By the way, you look beautiful for your age.
Thank you. 89, only 89.
Only 89. All right, guys, so there you guys have it. Today was such an emotional but very, very powerful day. You saw people hand in hand of all different colors, from different places, different orientation. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you're protesting together for human rights. This honestly was motivation for me to speak my mind. We saw people get arrested, right next to me. And we saw people from the 60s that came from other countries that have still been fighting, and they're in their 80s, 90s. I hope that this motivates you guys and inspires you guys as well as it did for us over here. Back to you guys at the studio.
All right, so we saw today the luggage.
Yes.
The luggage protest.
Yes.
Getting deported with a 25-pound luggage. We saw the Grannies going to protest the separation of families. We saw the protests happening down in Washington, D.C. Now, change will eventually come because there is a majority of people in America who think what's going on is wrong. Hopefully, they go to the polls. Hopefully in November, there are elected officials who believe many things that we believe, and hopefully eventually change will come. But this is what makes America great. What makes America great is our ability to go protest and say we want change.
Exactly.
And for Donald Trump or for any politician to say that people who advocate for change are anti-American or protesting, whether taking a knee or going to Washington, D.C., that you should get out of this country, I think it's the most patriotic thing in the world to protest.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, what do we have for comments of the day?
Okay, I'm going to bring us back up a little bit. We've got one comment of the day from Alex Champagne on Facebook, who came out of the comment closet for the very first time.
comment closet.
I like to call it the comment closet. It's
Whoa.
people who watch, and I know they watch, but they don't comment. I call them, they live in the comment closet.
The lurkers.
Exactly.
Those are scary people, the lurkers.
Right.
Alex Champagne is one of these such lurkers. And he said, continue doing a great job. The great job you guys are doing. I have always watched the show.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you, Alex.
Awesome.
Thanks for lurking, Alex. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And thanks for eventually coming out of the closet.
Absolutely. Come out of the comment closet.
Yes, it's the
beautiful
comment closet.
out here.
The comment closet. I don't want to call him out. I don't want to call him out as
We're not going to put everyone in the closet, Brad.
Comment closet.
The
Let me make it
comment
clear.
closet.
Yes.
And then our second comment of the day goes to Jeff Bosey, who said, these grannies put down their aprons and put on their power of voice.
That's right.
Yeah. Awesome.
I love that.
They did.
They're still getting cookies, though.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Hopefully, happy Independence Day to our Jamaican friends and everyone from Jamaica, whether you're in Jamaica or anywhere around the world. Everyone stay safe, stay cool. It's really hot in New York and hot in many parts of the United States and hot in many parts of the world right now, actually. We'll be back tomorrow to answer all your immigration questions. And tomorrow, we're going to be the machine. What are we calling it?
It's a drum.
It's
a lottery drum.
The lottery drum. And we're going to be pulling out our winner for the $25 American Express card. So watch tomorrow. We'll see it. So Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?